Howdy folks, I'm BRIO Boy 2009. Over the past few years, I've made it no secret that I really like BRIO trains. And for a BRIO boy like me, there's little things, if not nothing, I love more than receiving a big old bag of vintage BRIOs. Or in this case, a box. Alright, so I'm gonna show you exactly what happens when I cut the box open like this. I have to make sure I cut through the duct tape that I put on the box prior to filming to hide the address and stuff, because that's private and I wouldn't want to show it on a kid and family friendly YouTube channel. Did you know, this box actually happens to be the very first true shipment of vintage BRIOs that I get, and also the final shipment for the original BRIOville and Wild Toys Railroad before remodeling of my train room begins. Oh wait, I thought it had something, a note or something stuck to it, but it didn't. We'll just put that there aside. Cut the last few bits of tape. There is a little more tape stuck to this, and I'll tell you, whoever packaged this box did a really good job. And by the way, I did put in all of the vintage, all of the BRIOville and Wild Toys Railroad labels myself. I don't really know how well you can see that though. Alright, so opening the box, we first get, it comes in these bags here. Alright, let's see what is in this one. Alright, so in this one we have this vintage BRIO train shed, which will be used in my engine sheds, my roundhouse. Or at least I will use as a tunnel, maybe. We also have this ferry boat here, which does have track inside it to transport trains, and a vintage BRIO logo on the smokestack. Or should I say, the funnel, because that's the actual appropriate term. And apparently it does have a couple of missing pieces, and it appears that Rocco has bitten it. I didn't know this when I purchased the lot, though. We also have in here a little bag here with, I'm assuming it has like, yep, I was right. It has the train cars that were included in the lot. But before we take a look at the train cars themselves, the set also came with all of these vintage BRIO flyers, which I'm not going to show here for the sake of time, I guess. So first off, we have this tow truck here. Actually, I don't think it's a tow truck. It's more like a crane or something. I think that's what it is. We'll just move everything aside. Here we have a very vintage-looking BRIO classic locomotive. I really like those, by the way. And then we have this little fella. According to the unofficial BRIO wiki, this is known as the Zany Brainy Spin Boiler Engine. I call it the candy cane engine, though. The boiler actually spins as the train moves. We also have here this cattle car. An old school bus. According to the listings, there's actually 3 of these school buses in the lot. Here's another one of them. And these two are actually kind of mingled together. This here might just be my favorite car in the lot. An old BRIO passenger car. This is such a cute car, to be honest. I'm really happy to have one of them. And we also have what looks like a fire train, or a fire truck. Although I think it might be a truck because of the magnet types. And it does have a working hose. We also have in the lot this odd-looking car. This is the Banana-mobile, and it belongs to the Richard Scarry Busytown character Banana's Gorilla. This does have some of the very, very rare Busytown train sets in it. And in here, we have a surprising find here. One of the Thomas the Tank Engine Adventures cars. This just so happens to be the tender of the engine, Rebecca. I wonder if Rebecca herself was included. We do have this red dump car, an ore car, I guess, that opens up like this. We also have another classic engine. Another one of the zany, brainy engines. And we also have these two cattle cars. A bright blue, which I really, really like. And to go with them, we have this very, very cute LNER steam engine, which very closely resembles Thomas himself. BRIO actually did make Thomas the Tank Engine products from 1996 until 2000, but I don't think any of those are included in this lot. We also have this very cute little caboose. I mean, what kind of BRIO railroad is there without a caboose? We also have this here fire truck. And there is other parts of the Busytown range in here. See if I can get all of those out. Here we have the skate car, which belongs to Hilda Hippo. I think this is... I don't really remember what this one was called. And this here is Lollyworm's apple car with a spinning green pedal on the top of the apple. And in here we have the locomotive to the Busytown train with a really cute little whistle on the side, and another whistle on the other side. I also have its matching caboose. This came in the Busytown train set. A couple of other parts from the Busytown train set are also included. Here we have the third and final classic locomotive from the lot. And in here we have a police car, which also belongs to the Busytown range. Another little crane car with a little lever. I believe this was the same mechanism that was used for Diesel 10's Pinchy in the Thomas range that they had. Another one of the dump cars. And the third school bus. And then in here, Busytown is not the only rare range that is in this lot. We also have some of the ranges, we also have some of the characters from the Theodore Tugboat range that they used to make. This one here is George, and this is Foduck. Foduck the Vigilant. I haven't watched Theodore Tugboat in a long time, but I do remember some of the characters. And here we have the electric switcher locomotive, which came in the train shed. Another one of the little crane trucks. Two of these little green pipes, which I don't think are BRIO at all, but I think they might be. And then we have these 7 people here. And that is all that came in this specific bag. I'll come back to you once I put all of this away. Just done with putting away the last of the trains, and now we can get to the big destinations. wonder what there could be in this bag. Well, okay, in this bag here we have this piece, which I'm assuming is supposed to be a railway station, but I haven't really heard of it that much. It does have little lips so that you can connect to it without the need for a, what's it called, a riser. And in here we also have track. A lot of BRIO's famous wooden train tracks. Most of these are actually vintage, and there is one little scar on this one, but I don't really care about that. After all, the damage is part of the, oh, excuse me, part of the charm that these BRIOs have. And I'm assuming this little BRIO sign goes up here. Here we have another bag. And this one has, ooh, this one's actually pretty cool. It has one of those big old tunnels that they used to make. So big I can stick my entire hand through it. It actually comes with 2 of them, to be precise. We have here some stairs, a little wooden staircase, some wooden supports, and even more track, and also the piece for the ferry boat. Allow me to demonstrate. And that's how it works. I'll clean all of that up once filming is complete. Well, this next one's a heavy one. This one has a much smaller tunnel here. Very, very small. And we also have a ton of risers. This will be great for making Cannonball curve. We also have these 2 vintage pieces. One with a little guy on a rowboat, or a canoe really, and one with a little cow. And you put a piece of straight track in between them, and it becomes a little camping site bridge, I guess. And there's also this cute little train station. Very vintage since it's very small. The bigger modern motorized trains would never fit through there. Or would they? In this box here, there is the BRIO double engine shed, which is a little bit flimsy. It does appear to have some wear and tear, but I guess I could use it to house some of my smaller locomotives. And also in here we have this piece right here, which is from the Busytown train set. And so you can have it be either Busytown Station or Workville Station. And I do like how it has little engravements of Richard Scarry characters on the bottom, and little railroad tracks going across the actual tracks. Because tracks are the best thing to use as tracks. Here we have another big bag. We do have some loose pieces of straight track on here. I will get around to organizing all of this stuff once filming is complete, of course. And by golly, just look at all of these long straight tracks. It's every BRIO lover's dream. And I got one more for good luck. Last bag of the lot. I wonder what could be in it. Ooh, this one actually has some pretty cool things in it. We have a big 4-way switch. I was going to say T-switch, but it isn't a T-switch. Here we have some, this is a regular switch, by the way. 2 mechanical switches. I like to call them the Anna's Toy Depot switches. If you watch Izzy's Toy Time, you'll know what I mean. Some other regular switches. What I like to call an IKEA switch. Here, a regular curve. That's going in here. Another switch. These big 3-way switches, which I am going to need quite a lot of to make my railroad yard, if I do ever get around to making it. A crossing track. And one last T-switch. And that's everything there is. Anything and everything.